There is universal consensus on the value of attitudes. Positive attitudes serve as lighthouse principles for human growth and happiness. In other words, they are natural laws woven into the fabric of every civilized society, representing deep fundamental truths and values. It would be futile to attempt to live an effective and truly successful life based on their opposites. No one can earnestly consider unfairness, deceit, baseness or degeneration to be a solid foundation for lasting happiness and success. We may differently define sound or positive values, but there seems to be an innate consciousness and awareness that they do exist and significantly influence our thinking and conduct. It is possible to while away time in gossip and go unnoticed. Besides rusting mind, continuous idleness is the surest way of becoming professionally inefficient. An individual fond of gossip has little time to devote to matters of real concern, and is often a loser. The art to do a job well lies in keen and determined involvement like that of an artist. Do not treat lightly an assignment, however minor. Excellence can be achieved only through extreme diligence and sincere commitment. It is important to understand what a piece of finished work looks like. Make it a point to deliver an assigned work only when it is finished. The writer does not mean to preach perfectionism. The suggestion is that if a person develops the habit of performing a job perfunctorily, then chances are that he will never be able to put his soul into his work. Although it takes an extra bit of time and energy to refine and perfect a job, the trouble is worth taking. It often brings a unique sense of ownership and a great feeling of accomplishment. Persistence has been noted as one of the cardinal attributes of the lives of great people in all ages. Many a failure human endeavor is often attributable to lack of perseverance and patient hard work. Rome was not built in a day. Road to great achievements is always strewn with unusual difficulties and challenges. It was James Baldwin who aptly observed, "Beyond talent lie all the usual words: discipline, love, luck but most of all, endurance." Sincere commitment and persistence can produce incredible results, and have been the prime driving force behind all great accomplishments in various fields. Someone has rightly said, "Nothing in the world can take place of persistence." Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination are omnipotent. Only the fittest have the right to reach the top. Rise above mediocrity and always keep before yourself a model to compete with. Never be content with whatever comes your way. The spirit to compete and excel, backed by resolute will and sustained endeavor, ultimately does find its recognition. This has been the secret behind the success stories of many a luminary and great figure in human history. It always pays to be humble and patient. It is a sign of weakness to react against those who meanly speak ill of you. It is painful, though, but even more painful is to engage oneself into a feud of words and mutual rancor. Do not fritter away your energies and time in confronting habitual ill-natured wranglers. Silence itself is the best repartee. It reminds me of Francis Willard's excellent advice in the following words: "The world is wide, and I will not waste my life in friction when it could be turned into momentum." Always face an odd and bitter situation with courage and fortitude. Take care not to sour your relations with people so that the organization does not suffer on that count. Speak well of others. Be generous to speak well of others in their absence. Appreciating people around will promote harmony and a spirit of true cooperation. It is imprudent to be niggardly in praise. A word of sincere admiration will motivate your subordinates to perform at their best. Praise is a debt that we owe to all those who earnestly deserve it. Wise people, aware of the magic of praise, never miss an opportunity to use it effectively to win the hearts of their colleagues and subordinates. Treat people with respect. A climate of manual respect is to everyone's advantage, and an organization becomes a happy ship for all its members. We should treat everyone in our setup with respect, without ever patronizing, whether it be our immediate deputy, a peer or a peon. People are very sensitive about the way they are treated, and feel hurt if they are bossed around in a humiliating manner. Do not be snobbish and overcritical. Learn to bear with the limitations and inadequacies of others. A little patience and encouragement can help a weak worker to come up gradually. Human beings deliver best only in an environment of mutual trust and tolerance. Recognizing another person's contribution is an act of nobility. Recognition does not have to be necessarily in terms of a realizable recompense. Often a genuine word of praise spontaneously uttered at an opportune moment will give its recipient a tremendous fillip to do still better. The writer has devoted an entire essay to the value of honest appreciation under the caption "In Praise of Praise." Far from being a scholarly treatise, this short article is an attempt to show what dividends can accrue from a timely delivered word of sincere praise. It requires tremendous moral courage to admit one's mistakes. We all tend to make errors and omissions at different stages of our lives. It is a sign of stubborn ignorance and self-conceit to be inflexible and opinionated. There is nothing shameful about accepting one's mistake and sharing blame. This will impart our character a new strength and dynamism. Sermons and homilies will be ineffectual unless is willing to set a personal example of desirable conduct. Actions speak loudest. A good leader and commander is one who is viewed as a model in conduct. We all need to demonstrate to our colleagues and subordinates high standards of discipline, punctuality, good turnout, efficiency, credibility, and so on. Try to win the genuine respect, confidence, and trust of your seniors. It is unethical to cheat your colleagues and superiors. Never ever try unnecessarily to bypass your seniors in sneaky ways. This creates mistrust and sours mutual relationship, besides being otherwise injurious to the individual indulging in this kind of deceitful activity. During my tenure as head of Humanities Department at PAF Academy, an officer of the department sneaked from his place of duty and left for his hometown 2 hours before ceasework, without bothering to inform anyone. His surreptitious absence would have caused no ripple, had he not been summoned by a rare chance by the director of studies. Trusting that he had never been previously refused short leave, he should have simply approached me with a good reason for the favor of an early pack-up that day. This unnecessary omission brought him not only reproof but also caused an enduring dent in his credibility as an officer. Do not blow hot and cold. Make yourself predictable and trustworthy. Rash and erratic people are liable to make serious errors of judgment. There is no need to make oneself enigmatic and difficult to cope with. Mutual trust is the core of an efficient organization. Good rapport and understanding between a commander and his subordinates are the bedrock of the strength of an organization. Without being insolent, audacious, and stubborn, offer your honest advice and views, whenever it is necessary to do so. It is a test of one's character and intellectual integrity to express one's opinion honestly. A hadith describes it as a sacred trust to give sincere advice whenever it is sought. Do not contaminate your advice with any personal consideration, malice, grudge, and prejudice. Be loyal and dedicated to your profession. Saying that, "It is not my job," seldom gets one anywhere. The boss or supervisor generally knows who is responsible for a certain piece of job. Yet, if he wants to involve you in a task, though not originally yours, he often has some good reason for that. If he is a gentleman, he will definitely give you the credit for contributing well to an assignment beyond your normal sphere of duty. In turn, this will also add to your versatility and give you an added measure of self-confidence. Tap your special talents and outstanding abilities, and use them whenever you are offered an opportunity. Unless genuinely ill, avoid reporting sick. A friendly doctor may oblige you with an excused duty, ed. But a shrewd boss can easily smell a rat by looking at the index of your general credibility. He may not overrule the doctor's decision, but nothing can stop him from forming a low opinion of your reliability. A boss is not a superhuman. His strength lies in a significant measure in the efficiency of his team, in his colleagues' cooperation, understanding, and active contribution to achieve the overall organizational goal. It is advisable not to bring to your boss a problem without some solution. You are paid to think, not to whine. It is easy to point out a problem. The test of a person's ingenuity and creativity lies in the ability to explore the ways and means to overcome that problem. Everyone is said to be a genius once in life. We all have moments when the mind brims with ideas. An idea can choose to descend on us any time while smoking, sipping a hot cup of tea, driving, or just sleeping. One must hasten to write it down before it evaporates or gets lost like a good pen. We all know that every great accomplishment is triggered by some great idea. Successful people are always well organized in their thoughts and actions. The ability to organize oneself in matters of life and profession is extremely critical. Erratic behavior is opposed to efficiency and smooth progress. Take pains to utilize time effectively and set your priorities to avoid unnecessary chaos and disarray. Every profession is important in its own right. A person ashamed of his/her profession is a liability. A true professional is wedded to his calling and he/she truly enjoys being in it. Such individuals make earnest endeavors to excel in their profession, and are an asset to their respective organization. Never appear stressed before your subordinates or your boss. It always helps a great deal, when overstrained, to take a deep breath and face the challenge. This will gradually develop the ability to stay calm in stressful conditions. It helps a lot, and one does not feel jittery when things tend to slip off one's grip momentarily. An Arab proverb says, "Do not expect others to keep your secrets if you cannot guard them yourself." It is wise to assume that no one will keep a secret. A famous hadith says, "One who keeps his secrets is destined to achieve his goal." Some people are very quick and excited to discuss very sensitive matters with anyone they come across. If it is inevitable to share a secret, then the person selected for keeping that secret should be a thorough gentleman. While working in a devoted and dignified manner, striving for the best, a person should repose his/her ultimate faith in the kindness of his Creator. There is no use fretting and fuming at matters beyond our control. Let us place our trust in God Almighty. He loves those who toil and turn to Him for His help in moments of distress. The writer has presented in this essay some basic career-related attitudes that are too important to be tossed aside. The advice offered is based on everyday wisdom. An elaborate description of right attitudes appears in the following hadith. Avoid falling under suspicion, for suspicion does the worst damage. Do not pry into the lives of others. Do not exaggerate what others say. Bear each other no malice, and do not hurt each other. Our own experience with people also testifies to the belief that negative attitudes do not help in our interdependent existence. They only distort and harm our personalities and reduce us to losers in proportion to our misguided attitudes. Our respect and credibility will increase tremendously if we are honest and sincere in our attitudes and conduct.